Hello, it's Angie Atkinson, and today at queenbeing.com I'm going to share with you 101 things that only survivors of narcissistic abuse will understand. So let's get started. All right, so the other day, well, yesterday actually, I asked a question in my group.
What are some struggles that only people who have been through narcissistic abuse can understand?
But don't worry, I was also all
This will be used for a blog post and or
right.
video.
So, with that being said, I've collected these answers from the members of my SPAN, which is Narcissism Support Coaching Group, on Facebook, and these are their answers. So, without further ado, let's get going. All right, 101 things that only people who have been through narcissistic abuse will understand. Number one, constantly being constantly being put down and told I'm crazy. Number two, knowing someone is a threat, but no one taking you serious because you don't have a cut lip. Number three, having someone say, but they look normal. Number four, losing most of what you owned. Number five, not being taken seriously by a domestic abuse shelter because you did not fit their picture of abuse. Number six, being lied to. Number seven, triangulation, or constantly being dragged into drama. Number eight, knowing that no one has your back because they are either flying monkeys or they blame you for being in the situation in the first place. Number nine, being the problem child, the problem worker, the problem spouse, etc., when the narcissist just smiles and when you know you've been set up. Number 10, not knowing your power, not knowing your worth, not knowing your rights. Number 11, or 10b, and not even understanding that you get them from yourself and your higher power. Number 11, maybe explaining basic human compassion to your narcissist. I mean, not even about his treatment of you, but having to explain to an adult why his behavior in certain situations might be inappropriate. For example, the death of this person's father is not about you. It is the other person's grief, and your only role should to be there for that person, and this behavior would be selfish and hurtful to the other person. I felt like, according to my SPAN member, I felt like I was talking to a child trying to explain why it's not nice to hit other kids or something. Number 12, ongoing fear and anxiety of moving forward to have the narcissist pull you back in, losing yourself in it all. Coping skills needed. Nothing is working. Number 13, the tantrums, like a 3-year-old. Number 14, it's hard to explain to anyone how deeply rooted the pain goes when it's done covertly. No outwardly scars. I have a very hard time putting a finger on it myself, this person said. Number 15, it is difficult because from the outside looking in, the covert narcissist is a saint. Y'all have been there, haven't you? People don't want to hear it, and they are condescending and make me feel as if I am damaged and crazy. Which I am, but not how they think, this person says. I have been, this person says, with and have known other narcs as well, but the covert narcissist is the worst. On some level, I agree. But they're all the worst in their own way. Number 16, covert narcissists are skilled manipulators, the proverbial street angel and house devil, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Number 17, when I speak to someone, I am hyper aware of the words I choose because I don't want them to take what I'm saying as an insult. I think we can all relate to that, huh? One of the ways my ex-sister-in-law battled my self-esteem was to twist anything I said into an insult, and she was good at it, this person said. It made me feel like not talking at all, and then thinking and rethinking everything I wanted to say, and I ended up coming off as a freak and completely unnatural. Yeah. Number 18. Feeling like you were addicted to a substance, but it's a person, so you can't go to detox. Yep, like a drug, y'all. Number 19. Going into a relationship with a narcissist is great at the beginning. I thought I'd found the love of my life, this person said. Just recently, I discovered I'm addicted to him. That's what I was just talking about with the drug addiction thing. Um, he's doing it on purpose with silent treatment. I wish there was a detox for this. Number 20, constantly battling, feeling like no one wants to hear what I have to say, worrying that I have no social value and that people think I'm a bitch. Been there. Number 21, anxiety and fear of moving forward, coping skills, and desperately needed support. Number 22, people thinking I'm crazy when I try to explain my situation. You been there? Me too. 23, being told that you are falling apart without them to hold you together. Without them, you are pathetic. They are so much stronger than you, according to them, when the entire time you are thinking how incredibly strong you are to have handled this abuse. Number 24, the you know what you did stare. It makes you feel guilty and you have no idea why. Number 25, constantly being emotionally and mentally exhausted. Ugh. Number 26, feeling unsafe and always doubting your perception of reality. Number 27, never wanting to trust anyone with your heart again. Number 28, not wanting to waste my precious time and life on another person that doesn't value the gift. I feel you. Number 29, the rapid beating of the heart when your phone rings and you know it's your narcissist. Number 30, the triggers and the need to reprogram them after the abuse ends. 31, that they cannot accept love from never having a single hug, kiss, and they are so damaged it is sad. I don't think they've all been in that situation where they all didn't get a single hug or kiss, but I do think that it tends to be either that type of neglect or it's the other way where they're so spoiled that they don't think they can do any wrong. It seems to be one of those two ways. Anyway, all right, number 32. The fear of authentically expressing yourself and knowing that some form of punishment will follow. Ooh, who hasn't been there? I have. 33. Never feeling safe in the relationship because the kind person that you are dealing with is fragile and will flip in 1 second flat. When that happens and you were already low about something to begin with, the pain you feel is almost unbearable. You end up not trusting yourself or the universe to bring anything good to you. Anybody relate to that one? 34. When you live in a constant state of trying to predict and prevent mistakes, visible signs of failures, messiness, things that could be perceived as laziness, disrespect, or stupidity before the narcissist gets home. Ooh wee, I can relate to that one. It just constantly living in a state of how do we keep the narcissist happy? How do we keep the narcissist from raging today? It's terrible. 35. Hiding small purchases so you don't get criticized for being frivolous or careless. 36. Cleaning your daughter's room, or son, I guess, so they don't get criticized and yelled at. 37. Being hyper vigilant in all things so that you can try to avoid the disappointment and the lecture. 38. Looking over my shoulder wherever I go and being afraid that he's going to be there. Not even going to buy groceries when I don't have any food because I'm afraid I'll see him. 39. The effects of toxic relationship induced PTSD. Yeah. 40. When every 6 months you are given a list of improvements that must be made, otherwise the narc's going to divorce you. It's one of my survivors. All of these are from survivors. 41. Did I say 40 already? Yeah, I said that one. Okay. 41. Emotional blackmail is a constant. Y'all know what I'm talking about, don't you? 42. I have a hard time making choices and always depend on others to make them for me because it feels safer. Oh, I have so been there. Have you found yourself struggling with that before, or are you struggling with it now? 43. Questioning everything and doubting your ability to choose the right path. Along the same lines. 44. When you never hear the words, I'm sorry, you look nice, how was your day, what did you do today, etc. 45. When your own daughter says, he isn't very nice to you, Or, dad doesn't like you, right? 46. My husband and my sons told me, says this person, so many times to stop talking with my mother. But being a bad daughter in other people's eyes stopped me from doing so. I didn't want my mother to be right about me, but the support from my husband, my son's family, even her side, and friends totally shocked and encouraged me. They don't think of me as a bad daughter, but the thing is, their approval, though nice, isn't necessary anymore. So this is kind of a little encapsulated success story, if you will. You know, and it's really, if you think about it, we all find ourselves, especially if you have been in a relationship with a narcissistic parent, I think you can really relate to this. But even if, in a romantic relationship, you could probably relate to being, a good wife or husband, or doing your duty as a wife or husband or whatever, and not wanting, having responsibilities and your vows and all of that stuff. So something to consider. Okay. But in that person's case, like I just said, that person actually made it beyond that point. So that was super cool. All right. Number 47. When your daughter tells you she is afraid to leave you alone with him. Ding, ding, ding. That's a big sign, y'all. 48. The stalking and watching and having decisions made for you. The controlling. You spiral further down wondering where you went. I've been there, wondered where I went. How about you? Oof. 49. The battering that your self esteem takes, and then when you finally get the courage to leave, there's nobody to really support you because you weren't allowed to even have any friends in real life. In other words, feeling disconnected with other human beings that really do care about you. 50. Your trust of other humans is shattered, and your general feeling safe in the world is gone because your abuser managed to destroy that. Also, if there was any time in your life for others to step in and say, "How can I help?" it is then, not to just ignore you like you've got the plague. This comes from one of my survivors. If you're watching this video right now and you're not somebody who has been directly affected by narcissistic abuse, I hope that you take into account the way these people feel and that you understand that, they're not just big babies, and they're not just complaining about things that don't matter. They are talking about things that are really happening in their lives and things that are truly affecting them in truly toxic ways, and you could help them by understanding them and being there for them and listening to them. All right? Help them trust humans again. Okay? Number 51. How to divorce a narcissist. Number 52. Trying to understand how a human being with not 1 ounce of empathy can actually be classified as a human being. 53. Being discarded with no closure. Whew, we've all been there. 54. When your 3-year-old granddaughter sees a Smiling Bob commercial, I don't know what Smiling Bob is, I'm guessing this is a British thing, and says, "Grandma, I think Grandpa needs some of that stuff to fix his smiler." She thought it was a commercial for smiling pills, this member told me. 55. When you want to stop celebrating the holidays because of the stress of spending time with a room full of narcissists. 56. When you understand that nothing the narcissist does to hurt you or upset you could ever be worse than you getting upset at them for doing it. Being upset at them is unforgivable. 57. Being treated and spoken to like a child. This person said that he would come into my home office and say, "This window needs opened," and just do it without asking if I would like the window open. Every time I left the house, he would have to walk me out to the car and usually give me a lecture on how to drive, even how to get in the car, and also warnings about all the bad things that could happen. When I told him this made me feel infantilized, he responded, "You just don't appreciate me helping you or my helping you and doing things for you. Plenty of women would be grateful for me." Haven't we heard that before? 58. Whenever I bring up any topic I wish to discuss that involves any involvement on his part, the subject is immediately redirected as a missile in my direction. No matter how far off topic it may be, suddenly I am the immediate focus of the source of the problem, the reason that the solution cannot be obtained, and the villain of the day. Amazing how he is a master of turning the tables. No amount of reasoning, no matter of how much logic I throw at him, can thwart him. Excuse me. His confidence in his beliefs are unshakable. It's a losing battle, but my sense of incredulity, incredulity, I can't even say that word. My sense of incredulity, I don't even know if that's spelled right, overrides my common sense. I just had a moment there, y'all. It's a really good point. I apologize for my hiccup. 59. Cognitive dissonance. For example, you see obvious signs a narcissist has cheated on you, and you choose to believe the lies the narcissist is telling you about what's really happening because it would hurt too much to believe otherwise, and because if you did believe otherwise, the narcissist would punish you, and so you force your brain to think untruths in order to protect your soul. 60. Always feeling like I have to solve someone else's problems or explain why someone is acting stupid as if it's all my fault. I've been there and done that 100 million times. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. 61. I used to be the person who would say that every child needs both parents. This member says, after narcissistic abuse, I see exactly why some children must never see the narcissist parent. Now, people ask me the same question. They are where I used to be and probably think I am cruel for fighting so hard to keep the little one from him. I don't, in my situation with my ex-husband, he just fell off the planet as far as my child was concerned. He was unable to see him from the time he was 16 months old until, well, he still hasn't seen him and he's 19 years old now. And that's his choice, not my child's so much as his sperm donors. Yep, I call him a sperm donor. 62. Going to sleep in fear and waking up in dread every day, with no resolution in sight, feeling stuck, a living nightmare that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. We've been there, haven't we? 63. The gaslighting. 64. Flying monkeys. 65. Being isolated from people who actually care about you. 66. Getting married or romantically involved with a narcissist and realizing that you were also raised by one. 67. Being disgusted with yourself for not taking the action to leave. 68. Repeated attempts to leave and repeated hoovering and love bombing episodes to keep you hooked. 69. Being shocked by the constantly outrageous behavior they display in private. 70. Smear campaigns. 71. The constant loop that hooks and holds your brain's thought patterns on a repetitive rewind button that plays over and over again, making you trapped with the what ifs. Why didn't I do this? Why wasn't I smart enough, even before or after the fact? If I had only, if. Woo! I get it. Your brain doesn't stop. It just keeps going and going and going and going. Yep. 72. The narcissistic flip. When the narcissist gets mad at you for being upset and or disappointed in him or her. 73. Feeling never good enough. Never feeling good enough. 74. Feeling like you're not a real person. 75. Being treated like property instead of a person. 76. Always putting the narcissist's needs before your own because you don't want to make him or her angry. 77. Narcissistic rage and narcissistic injury. 78. Hearing the narcissist's car in the driveway and warning your kids so they can hide out and avoid the wrath. 79. Becoming so numb that you don't even feel joy anymore. 80. Disassociation that becomes toxic. 81. Using the gray rock method to survive. 82. The horrible, unsympathetic attitude of, why are you still with him? You must enjoy it. And this person says, even her narcissist said this to her, which later would change to, how dare you ever think of leaving me, even think of leaving me. Yeah, I've actually experienced similar statements from both a narcissist as well as other people. And that's the old, well, if it's so bad, why don't you just leave? Nobody likes to hear that because people who say that don't get it. Okay. 83. The long and repeated silent treatments you're subjected to. 84. You understand what it's like to be the constant source of criticism and blame that turns you into a frightened, mentally paralyzed version of your former self that you have to bring back to life. That is so well worded. Only your youth is gone, your looks are fading, and your energy is drained, and your hopes and your dreams are crushed. Now, the person who wrote that is very intelligent and beautiful and amazing. And so I know that she might be watching this video, and I'm not going to tell you who she is, but I will tell you this. Her looks are not fading, and her energy is not drained, and her hopes and dreams are definitely not fully crushed, and she can totally resurrect them. You know who you are, honey. You hear me? Moving on. 85. Always being told you are weak. So you stand up for yourself, and then you are told you are crazy and full of drama. Been there. 86. The triangulation and smear campaigns that the narcissist perpetuates against the target, including using your own family and children of all ages. Yep, been there. 87. You understand what it's like to carry the emotional weight for someone you love, only to be told that it's your fault that they have emotional problems in the first place. Yep. 88. Fight and or flight. Sometimes both, you know. 89. Walking on eggshells. Gotta love it. 90. Feeling manipulated and intimidated and no one seeing it but you. 91. The one-sided manipulative phone calls. 92. Love bombing. 93. Narcissistic altruism. The gift that keeps on taking. The narcissist is not selfless. Whenever the narcissist does anything for anybody, they expect to be paid back. And if you don't pay back in the way that they like, you can expect to be tortured in whatever way the narcissist tortures you. 94. Wondering if the narcissist is right about you. Number 5. Wondering if you are the narcissist. Hint, if you're wondering if you're the narcissist, you probably are. Just saying. 96. Feeling lonely and like everyone in your life is a narcissist. You think I'm joking about this when I've heard this from 3 different clients this week. Clients, no joke. Okay. 97. Being homeless. Thank God I have never experienced this one. I don't know if you all have, but if you have, I'm sorry. And I think it's terrible, but it does get to this point, and that's very scary. 98. Believing that you were loved and learning that the narcissist isn't capable of love. 99. Always feeling like you're dead inside. 100. Wishing you could just talk to someone who understands and having no one in your life who fits the bill. 101. Dealing with flying monkeys. All right, so that's my list today. That's what the SPAN members came up with when I asked them that question. So now it's your turn. What are some things that you, as a narcissistic abuse survivor, think that only narcissistic abuse survivors can understand? And what pieces of advice would you offer other survivors who might be in similar situations? Also, as always, if you have questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them for me in the comments section below, and I will answer them either in a comment or a video. And you can also visit narcissismsupportcoach.com if you're looking for my free 5-day email course or personal coaching. You can also email my assistant/office manager, Haley, at Haley, Haley, help, HELP, for the number 4, the letter U, Haley, help for you, at gmail.com. Also, visit queenbeing.com if you have additional, if you have questions, comments, concerns, things you want to talk about regarding narcissism, narcissistic abuse recovery, or any of that related material. And visit booksangiewrote.com if you'd like to check out my books. But you don't have to do any of that if you don't want to. If you want, just subscribe to my channel, and I will keep these videos coming for you Monday through Friday. All right? Have a great week. I will see you next time.